Hey everyone, happy Monday, June 8th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, and let's get into the week ahead on the markets. And like always, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more at amf-capital.de. Let's dive in. This week could end up being all about inflation, unless a massive IPO steals the spotlight. The biggest economic event arrives on Wednesday, when investors get the latest U.S. Consumer Price Index report. Inflation has been moving higher in recent months, largely because of rising energy prices linked to the conflict with Iran and the ongoing disruption of shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. In April, consumer prices rose 3.8% compared to a year earlier, the fastest pace in almost 3 years. Core inflation, which excludes food and energy, came in at 2.8%, suggesting that higher energy costs may be spreading into other parts of the economy. Investors will also be watching the Producer Price Index, which measures wholesale inflation, as well as other data that could influence expectations for future Federal Reserve interest rate decisions. If inflation continues to surprise on the upside, markets may have to rethink how quickly rates could eventually come down. On the corporate side, it will be a busy week for technology investors. Adobe is scheduled to report earnings, while Apple is expected to unveil updates and new products during its annual developer conference. But perhaps the biggest story of all could be SpaceX. Reports suggest the company could launch its long-awaited initial public offering as early as this week. The deal could raise around $75 billion and value the company at roughly $1.75 trillion, making it one of the largest IPOs ever. And if SpaceX successfully makes its market debut, investors will immediately start looking ahead to other potential blockbuster listings, including Anthropic and OpenAI. So, whether it's inflation, interest rates, big tech, or the biggest IPO in years, there's certainly no shortage of market-moving events to watch this week. Alright, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found today's episode helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. And if you want more insights, just add me on LinkedIn or Instagram, always happy to connect. See you tomorrow morning.